Hi class, I am posting this video announcement from home today because my son is sick, as I said earlier. Hopefully he'll be feeling better soon. I wanted to give you a little bit of feedback on the group projects that I am reading already and your process through that, as well as some tips for moving forward into lesson 9. So this might be a little bit longer video, but try to watch the whole thing. So the first thing that I want you to know is that my heart goes out to you for the group projects. Some of you had wonderful groups and worked well together and everything clicked right along, and were even surprised by that. Other groups struggled and struggled maybe at the last minute. And so I know that working in groups, especially online, can create a lot of stress, and so I appreciate you powering through that and doing your best to be involved with your groups. For those of you who left your group members hanging or who responded at the last minute, you need to do a better job. Other people are relying on you, and it's important to know that and how it affects their stress level and things like that. And so if there are other reasons you didn't participate, for example, you felt like your work might not be as high quality, or you were having some personal issues, it's better to share that with your group and to ask for help than to just not show up, because then it leaves a lot of questions and there's not really a lot that other people can do about that. Second, with your individual assignments, most of you are doing a great job. The biggest challenge that you are having with that assignment is either not talking about your culture personally or not connecting the artifacts to how they would relate to the customers and clients that would come into your office in that organization or office space that your group provided. So that's the main challenge that most people are having, but for the most part, you're doing a great job. So that's your previous assignments. Moving forward, you'll see 2 folders. One, you should see the Interact Resources folder, and in Chapter 9, it talks about the dark side of relationships, including bullying, jealousy, and relationship violence. Interactive Wake County is a domestic violence resource center that provides a wealth of resources for women or families escaping from violent relationships. Now, we know that men are also recipients of violence in relationships as well, so this is not just a female problem. However, the majority of reported cases do happen towards women. I would encourage you to read those resources. You can focus your discussion board on that if you would like. The main things that are going to be helpful are, 1, providing you with some understanding if you have a friend or are working with somebody that is facing a violent relationship, with understanding what might be happening to them. And then, as we know, some of you watching this video are either currently involved in a violent relationship or have been in the past. I have been a recipient of relationship violence in my past and know that it is one of the most challenging things to overcome. And so I hope what you'll see from those resources is, 1, the reason for violence in relationships is the desire to gain and maintain power and control over the other person. And that if you really go back to that it's strategic, that there are reasons why people are violent. It's not just a reaction. And so hopefully that can help provide some motivation to think about exiting that relationship. Second, it will provide you with some resources to reach out for help. That's one of the most difficult things to do when facing relationship violence, but when you have the courage to do so, Interact is a great resource. And then lastly, the Equality Wheel will give you a vision or a picture for an equal relationship. So maybe your relationship isn't violent, but it could be a little bit more equitable and sharing. And so I encourage you to look at that closely. Then you'll see the Lesson 9 folder. And know this is another 2-week folder because we have some breaks this weekend. It does cover 2 chapters, Chapter 9 and Chapter 10. And part of that is to encourage you to start looking at your next major paper, which is your TV analysis paper. So please start looking at that and email me if you have any questions. The biggest thing that students have struggled with in the past is the last assignment on there, which is the relationship theory assignment. This is kind of like a quiz or a test, so you will not get any extra time to take it. You have 60 minutes. So please look at the theories in Chapter 10 prior to taking that and think about if you understand them or not, because you will be asked to explain some of the theories on that test. So the purpose of that assignment is to really help you to engage with the theories, because you're going to have to do that on the paper, and I'll get a chance to give you some feedback on it. So I think that's all the announcements that I have for you today. Please have a good weekend and enjoy a couple days of break or extra work. And I will check in with you all next week.